Happy Hard Monday.
Happy Hard Monday.
And happy day to a very special boy to my right. It's Dan's birthday.
Hi.
Kind of episode, not actually
It's
your birthday.
my birthday week.
Yeah.
And as we've established, Phill likes to celebrate his birthday month, so I am allowed a few days because I've been a good boy.
Congratulations on being born.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're here.
And making it until now.
Do you like my outfit? I've tried really hard for you, Dan.
To all the Spotify people, this is a big day.
I'm dressed completely in black.
Phill is completely dressed in black.
I look like my evil twin. I look like Phill.
Our amazing purple podcast set, we've made it completely white.
It's quite clinical now.
It's so sad and desaturated. It's like a morgue. I love it.
Hard launch hospital.
Simulator. That's
Yeah.
a horror indie game, isn't it? Just any of you trying to survive an hour in the male podcast basement. Yeah.
Well, the surprises aren't over yet, even though
what?
there hasn't been a surprise yet.
Stripper.
Because I got you a cake.
Without asking or consulting.
Yeah.
I did not creatively direct this, so now I'm scared.
I'm normally the guy that gets the funny cake. I get you a cake.
Oh, you think this is funny, do you?
No, I think it's exciting.
Okay. I'm so scared.
Close your eyes and open your mouth.
No.
Happy birthday to Dan. Open your eyes.
Oh my God, it's a completely black cake.
Blow it out and make a wish.
With a flaming D.
Yeah.
Dan is on fire.
Yeah.
What, make a wish? Okay, wait.
Oh, wow. I'm still alive. Stop looking at me like we're going to choke.
What?
What was your real wish? Was it that we could grow old together till we're 997?
I'll just say yes. Phill, why the gothic ballerina cake?
Look, I asked for a completely black heart cake, right?
Yes.
And
that's very cute.
They've made kind of a sexy boudoir ribbon
It is,
bondage
isn't
cake.
it? Yeah.
Put it in your mouth.
How do we slice this on the arm of inflatable sofa?
Just try your best.
Oh my God.
I don't know what's inside the cake.
Try your best. You're giving it to me. Thanks, Phill. Wow, I've got so much to work with.
Slice that heart right down the middle.
This is so beautiful. I don't want to.
Do it. Oh.
That ribbon needs to get pulled out of the cake.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can
eat
eat the ribbon.
Oh. Here we go. Da, 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 da.
Oh.
Wow.
She's a creamy one.
All right, I'm going to eat this later. Phill f***ing ruined it.
We had a cake break. We devoured that cake.
Phill, stick your tongue out. He's been rimming venom.
Oh my God. Dan, 1 second into the podcast, and you say I've been rimming venom.
It really looks like it. How are my lips?
Black.
Yeah. Tom Hardy.
Stop it.
What?
Did you see Tom? I can't say that.
What? Well, you have to now.
Tom Hardy's old MySpace picture's got a back arch.
I already knew that.
Yeah.
That's old tea.
It's in the bank.
Top 10 worst podcast starts ever, and it's on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Did you miss us? Happy Hard Monday. Gone for 1 week because we were celebrating Phil's mum's birthday.
So many birthdays in this world.
What's up with all these fucking people living?
Calm down, being born.
Yeah, I know. Stop.
Yeah. Did you miss us, everyone? I missed us.
It's a one-way conversation. That's a devastating thing to ask.
No, I can hear them in my mind.
Going,
I missed you so much.
wherever they're listening on the bus.
We're so hard now.
Thank God.
Thank
It was
you.
like a semi when you weren't here, and now we're full mast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you stuck a balloon to the lava lamp.
I know.
That's just gonna explode at any moment.
If there's a loud bang, it's because...
Phil's BBL has finally popped.
Yeah. Oh my...
I told him not to do it. We went to Portugal for his mum's birthday.
And I got all that jelly right in my
Belly.
What? The belly of my ass.
You know that, to be funny on a podcast, you should have a yes and attitude. Every fiber of my brain was screaming, no,
stop.
Don't continue the joke, end the
End
joke.
the joke.
Say nothing. So yeah, we're back.
Yeah, sorry, I'm opening my hips. I'm feeling stiff today.
Oh my God, context. Phill did a lot of physical activity.
We had a mystery photo shoot for a thing.
Oh, that is scary, isn't it? Dan and Phill did a photo shoot. What are they plotting?
And I had to be in positions. Being a model is hard.
Now you're scaring them even more, Jesus. Okay, don't get your hopes up if you're going down that. But yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Being a model, holding strange poses for uncomfortable lengths of time,
Oof.
it does get your flexors working in odd ways.
I was bending, I was flexing all over the shop.
Who needs a gym when you could literally just fucking stand there?
We were touching. Something hard is coming.
And if the vagueness didn't scare you enough,
Yeah.
this is something that you want to be alert for. So we're going to be announcing something soon. And if you want to be the first people to know before anyone else, you should click the link that's in the description.
The mysterious link.
Or scan this QR code. However you do that, you're probably watching this on your phone. What's up with that? People are like, scan this QR code. I'm watching it on my phone.
I don't know, you got to like screenshot it and tap it.
Get your mum's phone.
Just tap the link and you'll be the first to know
Email, text, Instagram. Let me slide in there.
about it.
It
Clap.
is coming.
If you're against it.
Which we don't want anyone to.
No.
We want them to be very for it.
What happened in the world of Dan and Phill since we left? We were about to go on holiday. I got into a hole and I was pulling myself out of the hole.
Phill, you need to explain what type of hole you were in.
I was inside a hole.
And not Tom Hardy. Phill put his entire body into a hole.
I think it's funnier if you don't know why I was in a hole. I was in a hole and I was pulling my body out of it. And apparently, because I don't do any exercise, I felt something pop.
Phil's never lifted much,
No.
including his own body weight, other than standing and sitting.
Yeah.
So Phill trying to hoist himself out of a area.
Hatch.
Out of a hatch.
It was a hatch.
Phil exerted himself physically in a way that he hasn't for a
And
very
then,
long time.
this is kind of gross. I looked in the mirror and I popped something in my eye and it was all blood in my eye.
His eye was completely red,
Yeah.
and I just thought, I cannot fucking go to the hospital for Phil again.
No.
We've got stuff to do!
Thankfully,
Fuck!
my friend is an optician. So I was like, hey, bro, do you want to
Help.
look in my eye?
Help.
I'll give you
Nothing.
20 quid?
You just said, I want to steal your time as a medical professional.
Yeah.
He went into all of that student debt, and you said, give me your time.
I got the full treatment. And he said it's very common. It's called a subconjunctival hemorrhage. Do you know what's the most common way of this happening?
Oh, God, what?
Having a poo too hard.
Go,
So if
don't
you're like
strain.
straining so hard, you can pop your own eyeballs out.
In life, ladies, if you ever have to strain so hard, just don't. Unless you're giving birth, in which case I guess that's kind of the whole point.
Push your eyeballs out. Also, the other most common way is if you get punched in the face. So we're going to go with...
Philly was in a fight.
I was
he
in a
was down
fight.
at the spoons.
Yeah.
He heard someone saying something bad during Pride Month, and Phil bopped him in the schnoz.
Don't say that about gays. Bam.
Said the gayest fucking person in the gayest way ever.
Boff.
How would you describe the punch that you threw to the people listening?
It was kind of weak-armed, weak-wristed.
Like a praying mantis.
So
or
the
a shrimp.
whole holiday, I looked like I had been in a fight. So people were avoiding me on the beach because they thought I was hard.
Oh, God, hard Monday.
on the
So the
beach.
reason why we didn't take loads of holiday photos were, one, we were having a nice time and we forgot. Two, Phil looked like he'd been in a fight. And
Yeah.
three, we drank so much sangria that we didn't really remember.
We drank so much sangria. We had red, we had white, we had rosé, and we had pineapple?
Passion fruit.
Passion fruit, that's the fruit.
Yeah, porn star martini flavour.
Oh yeah, that was a good one, wasn't it?
It was cheeky porn star martini.
I get so drunk off sangria. What do they put in that?
Wine, that's what it is. It is an alcoholic beverage. But it tastes like Ribena. Sangria, Ribena for adults.
Yeah.
Fruity drink for fruity people. I think I drank about 10 litres of sangria last week.
I feel like it's inside my bloodstream. What did you feel about going back to Portugal for the first time since our
Returning
little first ever
the
holiday
location
together?
of the first ever
Were you,
Dan
like,
and Phil holiday.
Emotional, like, remember this? We were two twinks on the beach and now we're two bears together 16 years later.
No, I didn't think any of those thoughts.
What
And
did
I'm
you
going to try to actively forget what I just heard.
Okay, we can be otters.
No, it was nice. Best thing about Portugal, quick to fly to, really hot, same time zone.
Yeah.
Worst thing about Portugal, loads of other British people have the same thought and it's full of fucking British
It
people.
was very British.
God, we're the worst tourists.
Tracy, get me the sun cream.
Barry, stop. Oh my God, he's going to fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not ambiance. It's not relaxing.
It was not that relaxing.
We went to the town of Albufeira, and you know when they have London Underground themed bars?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It gave me flashbacks though.
Hashtag deport all English people.
Stop it. Because I went there with my friends for my first like friend group holiday when we were 18.
You went on a lads' holiday to Portugal.
Lads.
I went on one to Ayia Napa.
Yeah.
Messy times.
And we saw
straight sad times.
we saw the Irish bar that I went to with my friends every single night of the holiday.
You
like-
went on a holiday to Portugal and your friends went to an Irish bar. This is why we need to hashtag kill all British people.
I know, it was so annoying. I wanted to go to all the cool cocktail bars. No, we had to go to this Irish
There
bar.
was sangria in a picture waiting for you somewhere along the strip, and you went to the Irish bar.
I could have been on a beach cabana with Kevin.
Kevin? Carlos, Phill.
Oh, Carlos.
Hello, get some flavour.
But we had to go to this Irish bar because one of my friends wanted to have sex with Declan the singer.
Oh, they had a fucking hot guy playing the guitar at the Irish bar.
Yeah.
So then the girls hijacked the whole holiday saying, we have to go there until one of us gets him.
Yeah, and then he went down on her in a car park.
Worth it. Hello? Wait.
Toot toot. Have you got that sound effect?
Toot, toot.
Right behind the bins.
So Phill did not get to appreciate the flavours or the culture of Portugal.
I wish I got to experience
but one
Declan.
of your friends fucking got in there with Declan.
I would have been in the car park bin straight away.
Yeah, did she have a black tongue the next day?
Too much.
I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
Sometimes I just say the thing.
Why are you doing an Italian accent? You make it worse.
Because I am embarrassed about what I'm saying.
Right.
Is that offensive? I don't think I can offend Italian
You
people,
can't offend
right?
Italians.
Sound off in the comments.
No.
But Phill, you did say at some point that you are the dad now, not just in the we used to be
Sexy.
twins, now we're bears sense.
Yeah.
Which we're not.
It was so strange. I was in charge of everything. Like, I had ultimate power over everyone.
Okay, well, don't make
sounded-
it sound like it goes to your head at all,
That
does it?
sounded weird. It's just strange because I'm used to just following my parents around, being like, tell me what to do. And now
The switch has happened.
I've
Now
got to tell them what to
You're
do.
parenting the parents.
Yeah.
You've realised you can do it better than them.
Come
Which
on, we need
obviously
to-
means that I actually did all of the research and I made Phill communicate it.
So Dan was the secret dad, the absent father from afar.
Yet the one that's paying all the child support and actually actively thought of everything that makes the children's lives more fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And whenever Phill had a disagreement with his family, I just had to not take sides. Where we were going for dinner later, uh-oh, there's a problem. And I'd just be like, I'm here to put on my sunglasses and pretend to read.
You're meant to be on my side.
Even when you're wrong.
I am your husband.
Let's talk about that. Are you being a good partner? Should you support them no matter what?
No. I think you should
okay.
call them out in front of their parents. I think it's fine.
There's certain people that you have to take their side with no matter what in front
Yeah.
of. And there's certain friends or family members where you're allowed to be honest with them in the moment.
And that's true. And I was right all the time, so it didn't apply on this holiday.
Yeah, of course. But we did have a relaxing time other than drinking. We went to the spa.
Oh, yeah. We went to the spa, sauna, steam room situation.
It was supposed to be... Don't say there was a steam room situation.
There was a situation.
It wasn't... Oh, there actually was.
There was a situation.
Oh my God, there was a steam room situation with a man.
Yes. We went in the steam room, airing out our pores. What do you do in there? I don't know.
You open up your pores to let the herbal steam in.
Open your legs,
Yeah,
open
don't
your
release
pores.
anything.
Anyway, a man sat next to us and was right next to me, ass out on the marble, and he started talking to me, and I think it was German, but I don't know if it was. Maybe Russian.
He assumed that you were not English.
Do I give off a non-English vibe? Wait.
What was that? The face of a Scandinavian
Maybe.
person. Yeah, Phill was just like, let me just sit like a cool Norwegian guy.
I am blonde.
To the listeners, he's trying to sit up straight, but he looks a bit like a meerkat that just shit itself.
Thanks.
Yeah.
The man spoke for like a full minute in a foreign language.
And
then-
because me and Phill are so fucking awkward, we didn't say anything. We didn't say, oh, sorry, we don't speak that.
I just went, yeah. And then he started doing it again.
And then I just said to Phill, oh, sorry, should we, are we done steam
Yeah.
room sauna? Yeah, and we ran.
The strange thing was, as I was leaving, he kind of gave me a little slap on the hand. I don't know if that was a sign or a code.
You either got cruised or you got told off.
I wouldn't want to be cruised by him, to be honest.
Wow, why was he not your type?
When I see a sweaty ass print, it kind of puts me off.
That's what the little shower nozzles are for in steam rooms, though.
Whoa.
You leave the sweaty ass print on the marble, and then
Yeah.
you're supposed to clean it after yourself.
I think what you're meant to do is use a towel.
Well,
Carlos.
actually, Phill, bringing linens from outside destroys the sanctity of the sauna. You're
Whoa.
supposed to be naked.
All right, sauna expert. That's what they call
sit
you
on the
in
towel in the sauna.
Soho.
You put your bare cheeks on the slab in the steam room, and then you wash it off afterwards.
Rinse down your slab grease.
Really, that's the moral of the story. We had
Yeah.
a couples massage, but we didn't know it was until we got there.
We got another Mr. and Mr. Lester, which shows that I have the superior last name. They knew it was a Howland and a Lester in the mix.
It was the Lester family holiday, so everyone was a Lester.
Yeah.
My name wasn't on anything.
Fine.
So we were assumed to be Mr. and Mr. Lester.
Yeah.
It was actually supposed to be your mum's birthday treat. We booked her a massage, and then I went, I deserve a massage. Then we totally crashed her thing by booking 3 massages at the same time.
But then we got to go with her, but then she got to her own room and we got the couple's sexy room.
Which was very unsexy. Disposable underwear.
And very bright lights. I was like, I don't need to be seeing all this in this Asda lighting.
Okay, well, when you're talking the I am the this in the room, can you shut up and rephrase that?
Thankfully, in those kind of situations, I have my glasses off, so everything's a blurry dream to me.
Well, I think we did have a bit of a no-homo situation there.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, when you get a massage, you should be as naked as possible. Because
So
people
naked.
need to access the areas.
Cracks.
But it's professional to be given sometimes a pair of disposable underwear so that you're basically wearing a G-string and they
Yeah.
can get up in the business without accidentally sticking a finger up somewhere.
I was-
Which is good for everybody involved.
It is.
But I think the act of putting on a saggy pair of paper underwear
Careful with the word saggy
is
here.
maybe the least sexy thing in the entire world.
It's not very sexy.
So despite it being just me and Phill in the room, when they were like, okay, we're going to leave now, please put on the disposable underwear and lay on the towels, we just looked at each other like, wow, this is really awkward. We're going to both have to get naked. And there's something about this paper underwear that's just really fucking disgusting.
It was very medical.
And so we both were like, okay, are you going to turn around? Don't turn around, yeah, don't look, you don't look. And it's like, oh, okay, so here we are, 16 years, we're in the couple's massage room, and we're both going, don't look, I'm bending over. Ah, is yours on?
I mean...
Let me just glump onto this slab with my cheeks out, but promise you won't look.
You've got to keep a slight air of mystery. Also, my paper underwear was an extra small. I was like, what are you trying to say?
It was
Susan?
graphic. It was medical.
It was
the
showing
room
a lot.
was way too bright because they hadn't put it into nice, relaxing mode
They
yet.
needed to sex up that room. It was very, very
They needed to
medical.
fill it with steam and only
Yeah.
light it with candles.
Then I'd be like,
I agree.
whip it all off, lads.
This is a professional environment, Phill. We did have a nice time, though.
We did. I have not tanned as per usual, but you're quite golden.
Thank God you didn't tan, because you don't tan, you just sit on fire and die.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another thing I noticed, far less breasts on show in Portugal beaches.
Back in my day, tits galore.
You used to go to the beach and everyone would have their boobs out. Maybe
Yeah.
some bums.
European.
What's happening to the European free the nipple? Are we being infiltrated by the Puritan culture of hiding the boob?
We're censoring on TikTok, and now there's no European titties on the beach.
As I said, it
We're
should
sliding
be
backwards.
It should be nipples for everyone.
Yeah, men nipples, sacks out on the beach.
Sacks out, ass out.
That's Gran Canaria.
Yeah.
We'll go there next time.
Sure.
Not with your family. That'd be a bit weird.
That would be a bit
I
weird.
think maybe it's too many British people are getting rid of the Europeans that are more comfortable with their naked bodies.
Maybe they're all British.
Get out. Stop.
Also, there's something quite specific to Portugal. It's all of the souvenirs have got massive boobs everywhere. Like women mugs.
Yeah.
Women jugs.
Yeah, Phill, boobs are called jugs, not mugs.
I remember being a little gay and being like, oh, look at all these booby Albufeira souvenirs I can't get.
It doesn't appeal to me. Well, Phill, you could get them.
I've
it just wasn't
healed
authentic.
my inner twink and I got the gayest thing I could find.
This is the only memorabilia that we have from this vacation.
The sexy Portugal man bottle opener.
For the listeners, it is what appears to be a very pasty, brown-haired guy, buff, wearing a Portuguese flag Speedo.
He's very buff. There's not much bulge.
He's English, for sure.
is.
That's an annoying tourist wearing a Portuguese Speedo, but we love that for him.
There's nothing magnet.
Did you just try to magnetize the inflatable plastic chair?
I thought it would get through the legs.
You're just going to have to put him back in your pocket.
Okay, he likes being in my pocket. So that was our holiday adventure.
Buffets.
What about buffets?
We went to a restaurant and then they were like, oh, tonight it's the buffet. Sorry, didn't we say that on the website?
Oh, I hate that.
Hot takes, Phill. Buffets, are they overrated or underrated?
They are overrated. I mean, I like being able to choose lots of food, but then it kind of gives me the ick that they've just been like laying out for ages and everyone's been touching them with their greasy fingers.
If I see a 7-year-old boy walk up to a communal bowl of rice and just stick his finger in it and then walk away, I'm going to f***ing cry.
It's not just that, it's just the breath. Everyone's breathing on everything.
Everyone's like, let me look at these tarts. Oh no, I don't want one actually. And then I'm stood there with my plate and I'm like, neither do I.
The last straw of this was I saw this teenage boy just fingering every single lemon cake before he picked up the one he wanted. I was like, I don't want to eat your...
giving one a squeeze.
hand
no,
grease.
No, absolutely not.
So overall, I feel like I don't want to go to the buffet.
Value, yeah, sure. You can stack 7 plates on top of each other and go absolutely wild.
Yeah.
But in terms of cleanliness, it is a bit of a freak for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trauma.
Stop it. Spray it all with Dettol. But wait, have you ever dreamed of opening a shop?
Well, I know someone who has.
Richard, who dreamed of opening a ball emporium.
No, you know what, Phil? We're not going to workshop Richard's Ball Emporium
Fine.
right now.
Well, we have, thank you to the sponsor of today, it's Shopify.
Who make it so easy that even Dan and Phil can do it.
Wait, I need my sound.
And now I will do my sound. God, why does that not work?
We've been using it for over 10 years to give you all of your beautiful merches.
Such as the recent photo cards, which people enjoyed.
Yeah, did you know we took this in an actual photo booth and there's so many ones that we never showed the
Should
world?
we share some exclusive bloopers right
Yeah,
now?
here's a blooper.
First up, I'd like to share Dan tugging his own mullet.
What is that?
Ayo. We thought that was maybe a bit questionable. We
Yeah.
said no to that one.
This one was mainly too much plant.
Yeah, I was like, if someone gets that, there's no Phil content. And then this one, Phil, you didn't tell me you were going to bring the cardboard cutout of Josh Hutcherson.
I mean, maybe he could have been involved.
There's a challenge that people want us to try and uphold, so we're
Yeah.
not going to talk about that. That didn't make it into the pack.
Well, in case you accidentally leak your own mullet tugging on a shop,
That could happen to anyone in e-commerce
Shopify's got 24/7 customer support in case you need any help.
if you forgot his password.
Yes, I may have forgotten my password that one time, but lots of people forget things like their credit card information or their shipping address.
Thank God for the big purple shop pay button that remembers it all for you.
You can just whack that on your shop.
So, hey, if we could do Dan and Phil shop, you could open your own thriving ball emporium.
It's time to turn those what ifs into with Shopify today.
You can sign up for a $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/.
Dan and Phill.
Go to shopify.com/.
Dan and Phill.
That's shopify.com/.
Dan and Phill.
God. You don't do it. End it.
There we go.
Thank you.
And there we go. That was our holiday adventure. And do you know what is more of an adventure?
What?
My thing.
Oh, boop.
Oh, we've ruined the clinical lighting now.
But we loved it while it was here.
Here's the thing. Grandma's garden is the bomb.
Yep.
87-year-old Dorothy from Norfolk has a World War II mortar shell in her garden that she has played with since she was a child.
Until her narc gardener saw it and was like, oh, a bomb, guess I should call the cops. And they had to evacuate the street.
Why is she playing with a bomb?
We need to see her.
Where'd you get that from? Is it all right? I said, yeah, go on, that's all right. And they're all used to play about with it. And she says,
What
hey,
the
there's a bit
fuck
of a
was that?
party when anyone come round.
As I was clearing this area
A bit
here,
of a party.
I've seen almost what looks like a mortar stood up. on
Ewan,
a- on a-
Ewan.
terrified human
With
being
Ewan Flagg's
at
concerns,
Grandma
she thought it
Bomb.
was a fuss over nothing.
Blimey, I said,
Was she playing cricket with
I
it?
told my friend about it, and he said, oh, we got to phone the police. He said, I didn't know if you knew about it. I said, of course I did. I stood up the shed, it's been there for years.
What a fucking icon.
I'm glad Grandma didn't explode, and this is a happy here's the thing.
Well, people can't decide whether they're relieved or if they're sad for her that the cops confiscated the bomb.
Yeah, she liked playing with her bomb. Just let her have it.
People are against it. Oh, women can't even have an emotional support bomb. What has the world come to?
You thought eating glue was silly. Dan, don't put it on your willy. And man actually died.
It's not funny,
oh,
Phil.
No.
It's not funny.
He put super glue on his penis when he couldn't find a condom and caused multiple organ failure.
Guys, like, you
I'm
should
so
it should
confused.
never come to this, okay? Just pull out and pray.
I'm so confused.
Or you know what? Just be gay. And then you don't need to worry about gluing the tip shut.
Wait, so what? I mean, people
I
said
really
that
don't
about
want to
me.
have a baby, super glue.
The
Maybe
tip.
he was just trying to open the super glue with his penis and then it accidentally squirted out and sealed the hole shut.
I'm assuming that like glued his pee stream closed.
And
then
it's toxic and it will cause lots of it. You're just not supposed to do that. I don't know if we needed to say this as a PSA, but in case anyone here was listening, don't.
Don't do that.
And don't you feel better about yourself now, Phil?
No, I feel traumatized for both of us.
Okay.
If you don't know what Dan's referring to, I did eat super glue once accidentally and it was scary.
I
and we
love having to bring that up.
we shouldn't laugh about it.
I think we should take every opportunity to remind all people, in case
Yeah.
there's anyone listening that doesn't know, that Phil did, in fact, eat superglue once.
Well, see, it could have been worse. I could have dipped my knob in it.
Well, dipped.
In the jar.
Okay.
Corpse bread is coming to a shelf near you.
Yep.
The team from the Institute of Mummy Studies
Oh, yeah, that's a real thing.
took a yeast sample from 5,000-year-old Otzi the Iceman and made bread with it.
We made some really good dough with it, said microbiologist Mohammed Saran. Why? What the f***?
Why?
Who is funding the Institute of Mummy Studies, where they have a 5,000-year-old preserved Iceman, and they're like, yeah, I'm making bread from his corpse yeast.
Would you eat the corpse bread?
This is how the apocalypse happens.
Or it could give you some superpower.
It's not worth the risk.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a movie?
No. It sounded like you've eaten the corpse bread.
They said they're going to try making beer with it next.
Ooh.
Stop.
I'd have a glass of that.
Yeah, getting lashed on the corpse beer.
I mean, imagine being able to tell your friends, I just drank from the corpse yeast.
No. Wonderful. All right, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. But Phill, before we completely depart,
Yes?
there is some news here.
Oh.
On an old podcast episode, we joked about the tramp stamp.
Oh,
Do you
yes.
remember our caller?
And I got the
look-
hard launch tramp stamp.
There it is! Ah, yeah. Phill, isn't that sexy? Yeah. Well, look what I stumbled across on TikTok earlier.
They didn't. No.
Hi, my name is Liv.
And I'm Reese.
I'm Davis.
It's like a Davis
It
reference.
was.
And I'm a tattoo apprentice based in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm Reese.
Reese, what are you
Reese.
doing?
I was featured on the Dan and Phill Hard Launch podcast.
Do you remember this?
I was the one who said I would get the Hard Launch shrimp stamp. Here is my proof.
Hi, my name is Reese.
Oh
I'm
my
from
gosh.
Ohio in the U.S.
Hi.
Brace I'm so yourself. sorry.
My hard launch is that if you accept this proposal and allow me to and tell me to, I
Okay.
will get the hard launch logo as a tramp stamp.
And I'm going to be the one tattooing. the
You're
hard launch
actually
logo
doing
on
it.
this.
And Liv
On
looks
my
like
ass.
they're really happy to be in
Reese!
Ow!
Whoa! They're actually getting the tattoo as
For
a
the
tramp
listeners,
stamp.
there is inking. Reese is on the table. The logo is being penned.
It's actually happened. Reese.
Subscribe to Dan and Phill. Listen to Hard Launch.
Yes! Reese, that is absolutely incredible.
That looks really
It,
cool.
it looks so cool.
It's a cool logo, and
think-
it looks great above your crack.
I feel like we need to give you like a year of free Patreon or something. Like,
Yeah,
we need to.
we'll hook you up.
We'll hook you up with something.
We'll send you an email. Wow. Not to say that we are going to give a year of free Dan and Phill Patreon to everybody who gets a tattoo, because someone's going to know a friend that'll do something for cheap on the side, and then we're going to have a little loophole here.
I was not expecting that to happen.
Hey,
Our influence.
the impact of our mail podcast.
Yeah.
Nice one, bro.
Fisted.
Richard.
It's a birthday, Richard, for a birthday lad.
With two little floppy black balloons
As it is.
taped to Richard's head.
It's an improvement. Do you want to spin it? Birthday spin?
No, for my birthday, I don't want to stand up.
Spinala.
Phill, no obscure Formula One memes, okay? Claire, can you say spinella? What is that? Is that a rude word? For my birthday, I get to reference obscure
no one
Formula
knows
One
what
memes.
you're talking
Okay.
about. It's a pink ball.
Crack it open, lad. We should have gotten a clear ball for my birthday, just stuck two clear ends
Oh,
together.
we should have.
You really f***ed it, Phill.
If you're wondering why I got black fingernails, it's icing. I'm not a dirty scoundrel.
Phil has been lifting himself out of
yeah.
holes, pits, hatches.
Have you ever stolen something? Thief.
I was going to say something about where you stuck your thumb that made your thumbnails black.
No, not Venom's bussy.
You don't need to say the thing.
Everyone knew what you were going to say.
Yeah, but it's a funnier and it's a classier if you don't just say the thing.
No one's thinking about Venom anymore.
You let it hang in the mind.
It's no longer relevant.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, I have stolen. When I was 12.
Please.
What's the statute of limitations on the smallest possible theft?
Theft is forever.
I stole from a corner shop when
Cops.
I was 12. But
Peer pressure?
of all the fucking times for you to call someone and you're actually calling the cops.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought you were going to call the army, the lifeguard, the euthanasia clinic.
All of them.
Okay, I was 12 and I had a bad school friend.
Oh, I hate that friend.
And the school friend was like, you can just pick up sweets and stuff them in your pocket if he's not looking. And I was like, but that's bad.
Oh my God.
And so he went, you see these gumballs? 50p for one massive piece of bubble gum. And these bubble gums, they were the fucking shit. They were thick. They had like goo on the inside.
Yeah.
And you know, usually with bubble gum, you have to have half an entire box to get enough in your mouth to actually blow something big.
Yes.
These 50p bubble gums, you'd chew one, flavor sensation, E numbers up the wazoo, massive bubble.
I want that.
Expensive though, right?
Steal one for me.
And so I was like, I guess I need to do it, otherwise I'm not going to be cool. I put one in my pocket and I walked out. I went home, we parted ways, and that thing was like the beating fucking telltale heart. I freaked the shit out
Prison.
for 12 hours. And you know what I did?
What?
The next day, I reverse stole it.
That's even worse.
I went back to the corner store, and because I was like, I'm going down, I'm going to juvie, I'm going to hell.
Federal prison.
I waited until the guy wasn't looking, and I put it back in the jar, and then I ran away.
Now someone's got a gumball in their mouth full of your pocket lint.
Yeah, completely.
So you actually sabotaged their snack.
Is it weirder to steal as a child or to unsteal something?
No, that shows you've got a conscience. I
Yeah,
like
I
that.
have a moral compass.
Yeah.
Maybe in terms of global priorities, very performative. It's like, okay. But
Sure.
also, wow, you felt so strongly about it that you unstole it. Okay.
I've only ever stolen by accident, which is, you put something in your pocket or you just walk out of a shop not realizing it's going on.
Please tell us what you have accidentally stolen.
I stole a postcard in John O'Groats, Scotland, by accident.
How the f*** did you put a postcard on your pocket?
No, I was just holding it in my hand and then I walked out the
You
shop.
nonchalant bastard.
Yeah.
You're playing the long game. You're out here trying to convince everybody that you've got no brain cells. You're actually sneaking shit left, right, and centre.
I've also downloaded a car a couple of times. That's a reference to piracy.
Yeah, I'm sure if you don't know, then you're just really fucking confused, aren't you? Okay.
And I stole your heart.
He actually just threw the fucking ball and it nearly hit me in the eye.
Birthday lumps. Bum, 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 bum.
I don't want you to give me birthday lumps.
Cock, goose, or feather.
We have stolen the time, the sanity, and the innocence of everybody listening to our mail podcast.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I didn't know what to get you for your birthday this year. You've officially turned into someone that is hard to buy presents for.
What do you buy the men that doesn't like stuff?
It'd be like fun to get you like, I don't know, a Switch game, but now it's all downloaded, you've already got all the ones you want.
Don't give me physical media, says guy who's going to lose everything when the great merger of all content gets owned by Disney.
I
and then
can't-
they increase the subscription price by 200% and then no one owns anything.
I
and
can't
art
buy
is
you
dead.
fashion because you're so picky.
Yeah, dear God, don't do that. And like my mum will be like, oh, I know it's your birthday. I wanted to surprise you. I got you a funky lamp. No!
Exactly. And then everybody...
God, don't surprise me.
Every other relative gets you like a sea of Maltesers.
Grandma, fucking Maltesers. Thank you.
And
I
then
love
I've
it,
got this
actually.
guilt because you got me a really sentimental hand-woven pigeon rug for my
Go back
birthday.
to the pigeon rug.
How
Yeah,
do I
nailed it.
How do I top that?
Did you bring something?
No.
Are you fucking serious? I actually surprised you on the podcast with a hand-stitched
I surprised you with the balloon to the
pigeon
cake.
mug. Your gift is just your presence.
Yeah.
Your presence is the present.
Yes. I will give you something on the actual day.
Is it because you totally thought of something and it just didn't arrive in time?
Yeah, it's so sentimental.
Yeah.
I'm saving it for a
It's sentimental,
special
international,
moment.
fragile,
Fragile and sturdy.
at the same time.
Yeah. Let's listen to some hard launches from you.
Do you see how we did that? We've got that in 4K. When the divorce happens, once again, I will be calling on everybody watching this to testify in fort.
Go.
Hi.
Hi, Dan and Phil. This is Kendall from North Carolina in the
What up?
United States, and I'm hard launching that I've taught my 3-year-old nephew your catchphrases.
Oh no.
What does Dan say?
What can I say?
What does Phil say?
What?
Here's the thing.
What else does Dan say?
100%.
Oh! It got a bit monsterish in the middle there.
That ended so sweetly and started a bit scary. Your nephew sounded slightly demonic. What can I say?
Very cute.
100%.
We're ruining the lives of the youth at an early age now.
Get them in young.
Yeah.
Downhill from here. Uphill from here.
Uphill.
That is the good way of looking at it. Thank you so much. That's so cute.
Thank
also,
you.
get them a thesaurus before they turn into us.
Big shout out to your nephew. What we can say something they want to hear. Bluey. Roblox.
6-7.
Roblox coins.
Be careful on Roblox.
Minecraft. Hero Brine. Thomas.
Thomas.
The tank engine.
Oh, right there.
Toot toot. Next.
Hello, this is Alexa.
Hi.
I'm from the US. And my hard launch is that it makes me really sad that you guys are from England.
What?
It just seems like an absolutely miserable place. And it seems like, honestly, like purgatory to me.
No!
Like,
Are you
I
trying
think
to...
the worst kind of eternal punishment would be, like, be sent to England.
Oh my God.
So, I'm sorry you guys live in England. Okay, that's it.
Are you trying to create a war between the US and UK listeners? Because you're not onto a good start. Do you know when...
Also, where in the US are you from? I see how you dodged that.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, did you say you're from New York City? Hey, do you know the slang, Ohio?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's not England, is it?
I feel
England
like...
is much worse. It really depends where in both countries, because England generally has some truly awful Reading places.
But also some beautiful places.
Rottenstall now.
Yeah, I feel like English people are only allowed to say that England is shit, and then when somebody else does it, suddenly I get filled with this national pride.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's beautiful
You're
here.
gonna stand up for Queen and Country. She's f***ing dead.
Have you seen the Lake District? What are you talking about?
We've got a body of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you forget all of the awful bits.
My hot take is England and America, ironically, are the two countries that everyone globally is allowed to hate on.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, because they are historically the worst.
We should just move to Portugal.
We collectively did. No, we should leave them alone. Phill, what did we just say the worst thing about Portugal was?
British people.
The British people!
Oh, no.
So yeah, how dare you, / yep. Okay, next.
Okay, fair.
Hi, Dan and Phill.
Hi.
I'm hard launching that the Susans, my lesbian mothers,
What?
who are 60 and 70 years old, just told me that they're separating.
No!
So I fled to my friend Kira's house, and now we are watching your newest episode to cope. So thank you guys.
Not the Susans.
There's a lot to digest there.
Yes.
Firstly, lesbian mums. Cool. Secondly, the Susans.
I can't believe your mums were the Susans.
You get to call your mums the Susans? Also, sorry, I guess that's over now.
Yeah, sorry that's over. But
/ thanks that we appreciate that this is cheering you up.
they say 70 is the new 30, right?
Absolutely, she's going to get out there.
So the first Susan can get Susan 3.
Go find another Susan,
Yeah.
they have to.
And then the second Susan can find Susan 4. And then you've got Susan squared and cubed.
Susan cubed, frickin' hell.
Yeah.
That's a superhero team. 4 mums.
1.
No.
No.
All right. Thank you for sending those in. If you want to hard launch something, whether it's trauma or just starting a culture war, hardlaunchpodcast@gmail.com.
Sweden.
What?
We should move to Sweden.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I like Sweden.
Do they want British people there?
No.
Well, I want to say thank you, Phill, for letting me make this look depressing on the birthday.
You're welcome.
The balloons, the lack of colourful lighting, and again, you as a silver-coded person look much better in all black than I do.
I really do. I'm hot
Yeah.
today. What are we going to do on the Patreon?
Oh, you Uno reversed me with the cake.
Yeah.
So guess what? I'm going to spin it right back at you.
Don't spin it on me.
What does Phill do when it's my birthday? He tweets unhinged pictures of me.
Oh, no,
So
you've
what
not
I'm
done-
going to do right now while Phill goes to have a poo is I am going to find a bunch of wild photos of Phill and I'm going to leak them on the Patreon.
Dan,
So stay tuned for that.
I didn't agree to this game.
Do I agree on my birthday? Exactly. Look forward to it. If you want to see that, it's patreon.com/Dan and Phill. 15 minutes of bonus yapping.
Or not.
Phill, you want
Fine,
them to.
I am excited to see what you chose. Thanks for joining us. Have a lovely week. I hope it stays as hard as today was.
And you can believe that we will be here next time.
And I'm going to eat some more delicious...
Yeah, we know why your tongue's black, Phill. We don't
Cake.
need to keep excusing it. Get in there. Bye.